when we talk about the lessons we've learned with designers, for me, the biggest challenge, I would say, drama that's constantly back and forth when I was working with designers is probably like how much, it's about the time, really, right? And so when we give the brief, we give the kind of, we get the brief about like, this is the outcome, this is a customer problem, this is a segment we're going after, this is metric going. And then I'm like, hey, how long does it take? Now, that just takes forever to understand the clarity. So designers are like, well, I've got to do this flow, then I've got to do these screens, and then I've got to do this and this and this. And in my head is like, why don't you just like sketch it out, you know, already? So what I've seen great designers, actually great, and it's only been a handful of people, while I'm sitting down explaining casually to my designer at a coffee shop, you know, I'm like, hey, this is what we're trying to do here, this is the metric. While they're doing it, this designer has already, you know, grabbed a napkin and started sketching the user flow. Because the first thing that designer wanted to get right is like, okay, let me have a think about what kind of user flow we currently have, or the journey. So they're able to sketch that out really, really quickly. And then I'm like, hey, you know, how long does it take to do it? It's like, well, based on what you want, I think, and what I've understood, is this what we've understood? So it's going back and forth, clarifying. And we both understand the quite couple of journeys we have to go after. And then they're able to go, well, based on that, I can just sketch out 1 or 2 models and let's just go into test. And for me, I guess in product, what we want to do is put more, like as fast as we can, hands in the customer, in the hands of the customer, because we want validation. Because there's no point designing something or engineering something for like weeks, and then you go out and then the customer's like, well, I don't know, my mind's changed, right? And in this world of like, let's talk about like mobile apps or web, all these funnels are moving really, really fast. It's being influenced by different technologies day and night. And so for me, is looking at as fast as within a week of something that's been sketched and put into the customer hand. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's really about walking a customer through. It doesn't have to be, you know, high fidelity or like whatever you guys want to call it. And so I think around when it comes about time, it's such a biggest drama because we PMs trying to figure out, okay, well, can we do it faster? What is your steps? We don't actually understand the steps. We don't actually understand the thinking and the logic. And for us is like, demonstrate back to us. Can we quickly sketch out a customer journey? Help me understand what are the different pathways you need to get to within a week or two. Like when we get annoyed, we just go time box, you know? And I don't want to do the time boxing thing. I want us to come together and know the urgency of putting to the customer hands as quickly as possible and reduce the risk of like not knowing.
Has any designer ever explained to you why they need it so long?
It's always task-based. It's always task for some reason. It's like a project management.
And then would they say, oh, I need to do like research, I need to do like look into this and like using like jargons in this like task-based?
And I think for me it's like, okay, how long do you need to research, right? Because for us is like discovery, for example, I always go 2 weeks discovery in and out. Right? Because you need to find the fastest route. And then for us it's like, it's a full-time commitment, like together as a team with designer, engineers, everybody, right? And so the quicker you have your cycle of discovery, like 1 week is even better, the quicker you can validate and build up the confidence in your conviction. But yeah, it's usually like sitting there going, well, I've got to sketch this out, then I've got to do some research, and then I've got to acquire the customers, and then I've got to do, I'm like, all right.
You're like, don't tell me the steps. I don't need to get into too much detail.
Well, I don't, like as much as we want to educate each other on our jobs and our process, and we want to respect each other's boundaries and process as well, I think it's just, I think we need to get together around urgency and validation.
Urgency, 100%. And you know what? There's so much going on in my head while you were describing this story, because I can imagine, depending on seniority and depending on how much experience that they have with different industries, and it all boils down to me is a really good operator, they always know how much to do is enough to push the needles, right? So An average operator would be, okay, let's have a look at the step by step. The step one, I'm gonna do research. Step two, I'm gonna have to interview 5 customers, and then so on. That's like the average operator. They almost like look at the books and go, have I ticked the boxes? But in fact, in reality, a lot of the product work, some areas, yes, we do need more time because it's more risky. So they would judge based on how risky it is. But if it's anything that's like slightly less risky and there's room to experiment, these particular high performance designers should make the decision of how much work is needed to just push the needle forward, right? And I think all of it is based on how much risk and how much fidelity is required. But I absolutely love the hand, like right away, let's sketch together. Let's get aligned on this direction.
Yeah.
And the best operators don't do it alone, right? They do it with you. They do it with engineers. They do it with our BAs.
Yeah.
They do it with everybody. And they understand that the best idea doesn't come from designers. They are actually becoming a facilitator, facilitating an idea from everybody. So I think that is really important message to share out there for like the design people.
Hey, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe.
As Teresa was mentioning this scenario, I can already picture like designers going, oh, PMs just always want everything. They never understand what's going into it. And I was like, what's going into it is case basis. It's scenario basis. We are actually the one that's responsible to make those decisions a little bit more smarter than following the boxes.
And I guess that example was a senior product designer, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying this is for juniors. Juniors, obviously you are on a learning curve. You have to follow the steps just so you understand what's the foundation, a part of it. A senior can start to like shortcut steps. That's what we expect from a senior product manager as well. Be able to see what needs to be done, and you can take some risk because you've done this before. Like we use intuition. Intuition is part of our conviction and confidence as well. It's not like the high is like 100%. You know, it gives you a little bit like 10 to 20% of confidence already because you've been in that ecosystem. One other thing, someone actually always asks me when, you know, PM's always in a hurry. Like, hey, I need it yesterday. No, I want it yesterday, right? I always want everything yesterday.
Never fast enough.
Yeah.
In your books.
And so it's funny. It's a funny story because I didn't know how to answer this question. They were like, so what do you want? Do you want a wireframe or do you want high fidelity or do you want it ready to go? You know? And I was like...
Why do you need to make that decision?
And the thing, that's the thing. The decision... So the risk of me making that call was that I end up, if it goes wrong, I end up copying it.
And that's what they wanted you to
and so I guess it's kind of weird. Like I'm putting the pressure of like, hey, we need it in 2 weeks' time.
Yes.
Like here's a time frame.
Yeah.
I assume, I guess, when I say that, I'm talking to probably a medium, like a medium product designer. I need it in 2 weeks' time. And they were like, well, what do you want? Do you want high fidelity? Do you want wireframe? What do you want, right? For me, I'm looking for some recommendation, right? I don't know, and I don't want to be in a place to go tell you what needs to be done because then I might be completely wrong. Because I cannot design to save my life, right? So what's a great way for a PM to ask a designer? What's a different question, maybe?
Oh my God. I actually have a recommendation for designers handling this. And then maybe we can think about questions.
Okay, let's do that.
So if you're junior, if you're midway, never fear. This is what you've got to do. Never ask the PM to make decision for you on the design decision front because that's our job, right? So let's step up and go, oh, let me understand why this needs to be done first. Obviously, the PM is going to tell you. Then based on that why and based on the urgency, now you understand and you can go ahead and propose maybe 2 or 3 options. Option 1, we're going to gather the stakeholder together. We're going to ideate just wireframe and quickly. This takes less than a day, half a day, right? So after that session, you already have like a sort of direction to go forward. This will take half a day. That's option 1. Option 2, I take away and I'm going to come back to you with more consolidated answer and direction, and that will take me 4 days. And option 3, I'm going to come back, we'll do research on the top of it, we'll do everything, and then I'll deliver a high fidelity, maybe, and that will take entire 2 weeks. Which one do you think it's more appropriate for this particular option? But at that stage, I still wouldn't ask the PM. I would lay out the option. But I understand that if your senior, your level is not high enough, you might need suggestions on what decision to make. At that point, you can ask the PM, of course, but then you can also get your the design manager to help you make those decisions. At their level, they definitely will be able to tell you what fidelity is needed at that stage. So let's just take a little bit of thinking job away from the PMs. Shall we? Like, stop letting them make those kind of design decisions.
Yeah.
Let's just like own this shit. Yeah. Can I say shit? Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe for more.